Her Opinion Show, the podcast you didn't know you needed. Real talk, bold truth, her voice, her vision, her rules. Let's get into it.
Hello. We are here on Her Opinion Show, and we have a special guest who's been on here before, but she is back, and we have a big announcement today, and I can't wait to share this. But Jackie Barreda, thanks for coming on the show today. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Thank you for having me.
I feel
You're
like
very affirmative.
Like, yes.
Thank you, yes.
But thanks for being on today. And we obviously just had an announcement that we launched Her Media Network.
Amazing.
And yes, so we are so excited because we have podcasters coming on other than us.
Yes.
And
we love your voice.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always told you have that same voice. Yes.
Sometimes, hey, speak up.
I know, right?
But you're going to come on Her Media Network. You're going to come on with your own podcast. And I love everything that you talk about, where you're at. You've becoming Jackie.
Yes.
Just finding your own, whether that means growth in just life, health and wellness. And that podcast is going to be called Glowtime, right? Glowtime with Jackie?
Yes, Glowtime with Jackie.
Okay.
I'm super excited. I want to bring, basically what I am living, just bringing women to beauty and wellness and biohacking and trusting themselves and getting out of our ruts that we sometimes tend to get in and just kind of
Aging gracefully.
Yes, aging, fighting it all the way.
Yeah. And that was something that we were kind of talking about off air, but we were just saying, what is glow up? Because when you think about it, well, what is that about?
Yeah.
And so I love the way that you described it. Just saying, glowing up my life.
Yeah, so it's like a glow up. So we want to glow up, right? It's always about the glow up. You look back at pictures from before and you're like, wow, I've really made some changes.
I don't know. I threw them all away.
Yeah, no, but it's not just from the outside. We need to glow up on the inside. So in order for us to show up authentic and true in our true self, in our essence, we need to be from the inside out. There's a lot of little beauty hacks, biohacking things that we want to talk about.
We do some of those.
We need extra help. We need all the help that we can get.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. And listen, to each his own. Whatever anybody chooses to do to enhance, to make themselves better, whatever it is, that is on you. But
to say the real of it, because a lot of times we hear, on TikTok or whatever, somebody's trying such and such thing. Maybe they're selling it and maybe you're skeptical about it, but you're going to be more honest.
Absolutely. And I like to try everything that I talk about. I want to try it because I want to know if it works. So things that I'm going to recommend or talk about or ideas, also get recommendations from people, right? But I want to try everything, and I've always tried.
Well,
everything.
give them your background. Like, how did you get into this? Like, because a lot of people don't know you, so tell them your background.
Yeah, so I've been in plastic surgery field. I started back in '97. I started as a medical assistant, and that doctor was a really awesome doctor because he really taught me everything. I was early 20s. And he just was like, "You want to learn? I'll show you everything." I was injecting collagen. Because it was before hyaluronic acid. Back then, we injected collagen. Collagen is a derivative from a cow. There actually used to have to be a test, like a collagen patch test. They would go home and wait 2 to 3 weeks before they could get filler. That's where fillers started. So this doctor was awesome. He's like, I'll teach you how to do it.
What happened to it?
So it just evolved. No one wanted to wait. Everyone wanted immediate gratification. So no one wanted to wait. And eventually it became the hyaluronic acid, which is in our body, which you can do immediately and you don't have to wait.
Okay.
And then the other thing, the little syringes, they were like super small. Now we can definitely get more volume. But anyways, that doctor, he just was like, if you're ready to learn and want to learn everything, I'll teach you. So there I started from injecting, laser hair removal, skincare, like all that. Then I went into derm, and I was in derm for 7 years. And that's where I really was able to try out and be a real like skincare junkie because reps would just drop off all kinds of products. And I'm just like, oh yes.
The benefits.
And at the time I was young. So I was just doing it because I just wanted to know. And I knew that I had access to this and why not? And then I went back to plastics, and I've been in plastics like for the last, 18 years, like 17 years. With my current practice, I've been there for 12 years, and I'm his practice manager, patient care coordinator. So all things office, you know, all things. And I can say that I've done injecting, skincare, running the practice
For a long time.
doing the patient care coordinating. So I come across I do this, talk to women and men, but mostly women all the time.
Right.
You've been in the surge before?
I've been in a few. And I've been in one, you know, myself. But you know, I really talk to women all the time, and I'm hearing the same
you're my
thing.
go-to. I mean, you're my go-to. You're like, hey, I have this scar. What can I do? Hey, my face. I need this. All these different things, because obviously I know what you do. You've been doing it for years, and you're around it. You know all of these things, and it's like, I don't want to waste my time trying to figure it out myself. And that's what a lot of women want. They want to hear. I mean, obviously we're all strutting a TikTok trying to figure out. Right? All
But you need somebody you can trust.
Yes,
like
and know that you've done it, or you're around it, and you can see the results,
or you've done it yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that. I like somebody that has tried it, and if it looks good on them.
Yeah, and I can tell you, no, don't do that. Like, that's going to be a waste of your time.
And that's another thing I think is important, is because what you don't want to do, or the regrets, or some of that thing, because I think a lot of, you know, friends that I've had that have done this and done that, like one of the things that I wish I knew now that I didn't know then, which I love that on TikTok, I love that trend, is that I probably wouldn't have got a boob job. I probably wouldn't have gotten plastic surgery. And it's not because anything's wrong with it. I just think that the long run of it is something that I think it's a gratification more.
Maybe there is another
when you're younger,
something else you would have
and then
done.
when you're older, it's like, oh, you've gained weight, or your skin is different, and now they're heavy, and and you can't go smaller. You can only that's the big thing, is you can't go smaller when you're throughout life. Your body changes, and you may have that. They're not as high as
Fuller.
they used to be.
As round.
But you have to wind up go bigger. And so
Yeah.
that's another thing, is that I think, women like to don't know, maybe as you're younger, you don't know that, and you don't know till you get them done, or 20 years later.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, that there might have been a better choice, because I know now that they're injecting fat there.
They're injecting fat.
But
That's
it's
always
a lot of fat.
Yeah, it does take a lot of fat. Fat itself has its own risks as well.
Yeah.
So there's so many different options. But yeah, when you're young, the best thing is always, and I try to tell my patients this, we are going to guide you, give you as much information as you need, and then therefore you can make the best decision for yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
Because at the end, it's still your decision.
Yeah. But when we're younger, we don't want to listen.
Yeah.
So sometimes we have to go through certain things.
When you're older too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That too. Some of us, it doesn't, it doesn't we don't
sink
lose
in.
that. That's true.
Well, thank you for your input, but I'm still going to do it.
That sounds fine, but no, I'm good.
And then so much other stuff, like, there's so much going on. I can't wait to hear what all the things that you're going to have on your show. We're talking skinny shot. Is it going to stick around? Are they going to pull the plug? Like, a lot of people are out here on the verge of like, what do I do? What do I do? I've seen like the peptides things going crazy. There's so much that women love to know.
Yeah.
Like, even men, even men, but besides all of that, you're also in a sobriety zone.
Yes.
Now you're living life, sobriety, no alcohol, talking about how you can live your life and not feel the pressures of drinking alcohol and the benefits that it has once you go there.
Right.
So all of that stuff is like,
How
I
to
feel
overcome their peer pressure, all of that stuff,
all that. So I'm happy to be, alcohol free. And I have been for 3 years now. And alcohol is still always around me, but I'm fine around it. I'm very comfortable with myself. So therefore I can be around it, no problem. And I can laugh about it.
And different options.
Different
and some
options,
of the good drinks that are out there.
Yeah. And if there's no soda, like, if there's no soda, there's always water.
Yeah, right.
If you're really thirsty, there's always water.
Yes.
So there you go.
So give them a little bit of what's going to be on your show. So, you said you work with a plastic surgeon. So obviously, hopefully we'll hear more about that. But also you're going to be taking sponsors as well too. So within the show, if anybody out there in the beauty world or the mocktail world,
We're taking them
Those
all.
drinks.
Biohacking, all that.
You'd like to be on the show. Any doctors out there, any nurses, and then of course just somebody who's been through it, maybe has don't do this, or why you should do this, story to tell, reach
or how
out
to save
us.
money, you know, on certain things,
Yes.
because certain options you don't have to spend, or maybe
that's a good
cheaper.
That's a big part of that as well,
Mhm.
right? The financial aspect, because then that would create extra stress for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need to be sure. The idea is ultimately to reduce your stress. That's really going to help you be in a better mindset and, you know, allow you to make boundaries for yourself and just be in a better state of mind when you got your finances, when you got everything kind of figured out. Doesn't have to be perfect,
Right.
but you're really striving for something like that.
And a
So-
lot of times too, I think it's good to know, because a lot of people don't like to call and ask those questions to the actual doctor
Yeah,
or the
that's true.
place. And it's like insight you can give as well on your show, I'm sure, is like, if
much does
somebody
it
wants a
cost for
payment
this?
plan,
Yeah,
right?
all
Or how does
that.
the credit work?
I can tell you all that.
Yes,
'cause I'm the one that
exactly.
deals with
Is
that.
what is the average price right now of a full mommy makeover?
Mhm.
Are BBLs still going on? Like,
Yeah.
what are all these things that, like, oh, and the other one I see all over TikTok is that BBL smell.
I heard of that. I didn't know about it, and I brought that up to the
Really?
to my team, and I was like, "Have y'all heard of this? Because this is something that was trending."
Right.
And so, yeah, that's apparently
So
depending
where?
on how much
Oh.
fat that's actually injected, the fat can become necrotic,
Mm-hmm.
and it can release a smell.
Yeah.
Like smell like while you are
Like-
recovering,
like on your
or
skin. So
No.
I've seen it.
After
when you
the
I've
fact,
sweat?
because it's you're
Really?
injecting.
Huh.
Just because you're injecting your own fat into, right, and
Mhm.
with your own body, they can, what is it called?
no, it's the fat dies.
The fat dies.
Oh.
It
Okay.
pretty much, but depending on how much is there,
yeah,
right, and it stays like in the skin because it's
Mhm.
underneath
It's like an action
skin
almost, kind of.
a little bit, and it just, you know, it can happen.
It
The more
rots.
fat you have, the more likelihood that could be. I've never heard of it in the practice
Or anybody coming and
or
saying, yeah.
anybody coming. It was something that trended, and I was like, wow, that's so interesting.
maybe in certain countries or certain
No, it's
places.
United
here in
States.
the United States.
No,
Well,
it's
I don't
happening.
know.
TikTok
I'm
is
just
making
like,
our United
geez.
States.
It makes sense. I mean, when
Yeah.
you think about what you're doing, transferring the fat, it makes sense. So that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
That's
maybe
a
one day
show.
we can do a live and
Yeah.
answer. You're like, send in
Yeah,
your questions.
that's good, because what
Yeah.
I did see was a lot of the guys were commenting and saying, yeah,
It's
it's
true?
true.
'Cause
it's
they know
true.
too.
Because
Oh,
some
that's
of the
true.
women don't even realize it.
Yeah, they don't.
And they were saying, so the guys
Sure.
were saying it was like an odor that came after during sex or something
So
like that.
interesting.
So yeah, and then I was like, but then of course there was the girls on there. That's not true. Like they're like, wait, BBL,
Yeah.
is it true? What? Why? And then you have the ones.
Yeah.
Why? Probably the ones that were like, I was thinking about getting it Friday.
like this whole time I thought it was his breath.
But those are interesting things, because like you might,
something that you want to know, because
I
if you are
know.
going to get one, you
You
have
might
to know
wanna-
if that's going to happen
Yeah.
or not.
and then it could be a doctor. It could be like the
Mhm.
practice. It could, you just never know those things. But that's the risk you take when you mess with your body,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
If those are some of the things you don't know. You could come
And
back
also, I think something that would be interesting is kind of like the after fact. Like some people who have had like a breast implant, like
Mhm.
what are the risks? What are, not to scare them away from it, but
No.
also just to show, you know,
Talk
this
about
could
it all.
happen, this or that.
That's always the best thing. Talk about it all. Because yeah, there's like some things that are out there like breast implant illness that we bring up as a practice as well. And we're supporters of women. So I'm sure that some women are experiencing this.
Or like the nipple may die or something like that.
All that. Yeah,
you
we
know?
talk about all that. And we have very thorough, informed consent. So you know as much information of things that could possibly happen. The risk is small. That's why we're proceeding with the
Right.
procedure. But yet it could happen. And a lot of times when you know that as a patient, then you can accept, okay, this could happen. And I understand that.
Right.
So let's say that something does happen. Your mindset's going to be different. It's not one of those, I didn't
Right.
know this could happen
Yeah.
type situation. And then you freak out. And that is why it is important to go to a doctor that is board certified, that if there were any issues that did come up, they could be fixed and taken care of, as opposed to just being like, oh, well, we don't
Right.
know what to
Yeah.
do. Or doing, the going out of state for plastic surgery and all
Right.
that. Because that's a whole nother thing as
yeah.
well.
Well, it's important, all of the things when it comes to health and wellness, like you said, if you are in the right space, if you're living life to your fullest and enjoying things, you have good, healthy life, you feel like you're able to, it doesn't affect you when it comes to your wellness.
Right.
So with that, you'll be talking about also living alcohol free and then also picking up hobbies that you enjoy now later in life.
Like I'm skating, I'm roller skating.
We saw those pictures.
And I love it.
Going
It's
to see the
so
pictures.
much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It really takes me to like when
Did you know how to do it?
So I did when I was 12, a long time ago.
But it's like riding a bike, right?
No, I mean, it's much scary. Like I really want to learn how to skate backwards. And that's something I was never even, I didn't do it back then, you know, but we went around the block and we had no fear. But see, that's where I want to get back to like being fearless and being confident. And that's what this is teaching me. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm, you know, I'm older and I'm getting on skates. Like,
it's not,
and I have my pads, I have my gear and stuff for when I'm on concrete. But when I'm like on a wood surface, like I want to try. It's okay if you fall, and that's the other thing. It's okay if you fall. Yeah, they teach you how to fall where you might not break anything. But it's still scary. It's scary, but I want to conquer that. And if you set your mind to doing things that are uncomfortable, it makes you fearless and it makes you put in your mind, like, I can do this. And I've done it, you know, a couple of times.
And it feels good when you've accomplished
it. And you can see your progress. You can see like, okay, yeah, I can do this. And I just think we should always do that. We should always start learning something new, whatever it is, a language, a sport, whatever, because it helps you. It helps your confidence.
Well, I love that. And I can't wait to
it's going to be fun.
Yes. We're talking that my husband met you.
Yes.
And he's
ready to change his whole life.
He's already saying, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm like, who have you been talking to? So I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm happy to be part of the group. Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited.
And so you'll be airing in July.
Yes.
Can't wait for that. Any little things you want to share? Maybe like what that first episode might be about. Have you thought about it?
Little sneak.
So a little sneak. So either we're going to go just kind of a recap of everything, maybe get questions, or maybe I'll put some ideas out there of what, you know, guests want to hear or fans want to hear, or I will.
Because she's got fans.
Yeah,
she already.
You know who you are. You too.
You too. Hey.
But maybe just a professional. A professional kind of maybe to get ready for summer. I'm not sure. I think
we got somebody for you already in the works. Definitely. But I can't wait for it. It's like, this is my little, like, I can't wait. I'm helping you get through this. Like, you've always been great at.
Well, both of y'all are well informed about everything.
Well, but no, she's always been great at talking. She was on my first podcast back in the day.
I said a lot of stuff. And y'all don't go looking for that.
Yeah. It's very deep
I'm going to go looking for it.
But I think you're going to do great. And like I said, all the things that you already know, we go to you for. It's like, I think women are going to really enjoy this one, maybe men. So looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you.
So we'll see you back in the studio soon.
I'll see you again.
And cheers to that.
Glowtime.
Glowtime.
Cheers. See you guys next time.